from the pride of the Telugu people, Kuchipudi. చక్కని చక్కర పాట చిక్కని తేనెల ఊట మీ స్వాగత గీతం ఈ పూట మీకోసం కూచిపూడి తెలుగు సంస్కృతికి జీవనాడి. స్వాగత గీతం ఆస్వాదిద్దాం రండి.
నగరాల సదస్సుకు విచ్చేసిన అతిథులందరికీ స్వాగతం.
స్వాగతం స్వాగతం
ఆనంద నగరాల సదస్సుకు
స్వాగతం స్వాగతం
విచ్చేసిన అతిథులందరికీ
స్వాగతం స్వాగతం
విచ్చేసిన అతిథులందరికీ
స్వాగతం 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 సుస్వాగతం స్వాగతం శుభ స్వాగతం స్వాగతం సుస్వాగతం స్వాగతం
What a lovely performance. What an absolutely gorgeous performance by the troupe of 13 lovely young ladies. This was on behalf of the Department of Language and Culture, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Bhasha Samskritika Sekhar. They presented this wonderful dance in Kuchipudi, which is the pride of the Telugu people. The choreography was by Sri Sapa Sivakumar Garu, and what they performed for us was the Swagata Nrutyam. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me formally in welcoming the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, and the much known yogi and mystic, Shri Jaggi Vasudev, Sadguru Shri Jaggi Vasudev. May I request both of you, sirs, to please come on to the dais. And with your permission, may we proceed with the rest of the activities for the day, please. I also request the following dignitaries to please join us on the stage. Shri P. Narayana Garu, Minister for Municipal Administration and Urban Development, also Urban Housing, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Shri P. Pullarao Garu, Minister for Food and Civil Supplies. Shri C.H. Ayyana Patrur Garu, Minister for Roads and Buildings and Empowerment, also Tribal Social Welfare. Shri D. Uma Maheshwar Rao Garu, Minister for Water Resources Management and Irrigation. Shri P. Satyanarayana Garu, Minister for Labor, Employment, Training and Facilities. Shri Tenali Sravan Kumar Garu, MLA, Tadikonda. Shri Ajay JNG, Principal Secretary, Energy, Infrastructure and Investment, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Mr. Yuka Holapa, Commercial Councillor, Embassy of Finland. Mr. Tikaram Kafle, Mayor of Gelepu Town, Bhutan. Mr. Annabel Gaviria, former Mayor, Medellin, Colombia. Mr. Gal Sharabi, Member of City Council, Tel Aviv, Israel. Mr. Ku Teng Chai, Executive Director, Center for Livable Cities, Singapore. Mr. Samuel Adamson, Head of Urban Prosperity Fund for India from the UK. Mr. Shri JSRK Prasad Garu, Past Chairman, CII, Andhra Pradesh. Mr. Edgar Mora, Mayor, City of Caridabad, Costa Rica. Mr. Guy Perry, Vice President, Urban Planning and Design, McKinsey & Co. Mr. S. Chandra, Special Chief Secretary, CMO. Dr. Sridhar Cherukuri Garu, Commissioner, Andhra Pradesh Capital Region Development Authority. Mr. Kona Sasidhar Garu, Collector, Guntur. Mr. Varad Pandey, Partner, Dalberg. May I request all of you to please join us on the dais. May I also request Dr. Lakshmi Parthasarthi Garu to please join us on the dais. Dr. Lakshmi Parthasarthi Garu, may I request you to please join us on the dais. As we do for every happy and auspicious event, we'd like to begin this event as well with a prayer song and the lighting of the lamp. May I request the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, along with the Sadguru and the other dignitaries on the dais, to please light the lamp while we also have the prayer song.
మా తెలుగు తల్లికి మల్లెపూదండ, మా కన్న తల్లికి మంగళారతులు, కడుపులో బంగారు కనుచూపులో కరుణ, చిరునవ్వులో సిరులు దొరలించు మా తల్లి. మా తెలుగు తల్లికి మల్లెపూదండ, మా కన్న తల్లికి మంగళారతులు. గలగల గోదారి కదలిపోతుంటేను, బిరబిరా కృష్ణమ్మ పరుగులిడుతుంటేను, బంగారు పంటలే పండుతాయి, మురిపాల ముత్యాలు దొరలుతాయి. మా తెలుగు తల్లికి మల్లెపూదండ, మా కన్న తల్లికి మంగళారతులు. అమరావతి రుహల అపురూప శిల్పాలు, త్యాగయ్య గొంతులో తారాడు నాదాలు, తిక్కయ్య కలములో తీయంధనాలు, నిత్యమై నిఖిలమై నిలచియుండేదాక, రుద్రమ్మ భుజ శక్తి, మల్లమ్మ పతి భక్తి, తిమ్మరు సుధీయుక్తి, కృష్ణరాయని కీర్తి, మా చెవుల రింగుమని మారు మ్రోగేదాక, నీ పాటలే పాడుతా, నీ ఆటలే ఆడుతా. జై తెలుగు తల్లి, జై తెలుగు తల్లి.
మృదురవలి పాడిన మా తెలుగు తల్లి. Thank you all for standing. May I request the Honorable Chief Minister and the Sadguru, along with the dignitaries on the dais, to please light the lamp. Mriduravali, who sang for us, is a graded All India Radio artist. She's also sung on many popular programs like Paduta Tiyaga and Saregama Pa. We were very glad to have her sing for us today. Thank you so much to all the guests on the dais. Thank you very much for setting this wonderful 3-day summit to an auspicious start. We are going to begin with some context setting. That will be done by our knowledge partners, Dalberg. Mr. Varad Pandey, partner Dalberg, may I request you to please set the context for the next 3 days. Thank you.
Honorable Chief Minister, Sadhguruji, distinguished guests on the dais, delegates from around the world, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskaram. It's a pleasure and privilege to be here at the first edition of the Happy City Summit, Amaravati 2018. At the outset, let me start by thanking the Honorable Chief Minister for inviting us to be the knowledge partner of this summit. Sir, it's a great privilege to work with a leader of your vision and commitment to people-centric governance. Building on our work together on agriculture and agtech, we have worked closely with your team, including the dynamic team of APCRDA, to put this event together. When we started curating this summit, we did a lot of thinking around the overarching framing for it. There are lots of summits and conferences these days on cities and urbanization, and we were very keen for this summit to create a unique space for itself. The Chief Minister guided us to keep in mind the vision of Amaravati, the people's capital, Praja Rajdhani, to think of a theme that has citizens at the core and that transcends just material well-being. Ultimately, we realized that happiness is the richest and the most powerful meta-framing for this summit, for two reasons. First, happiness is one aspiration, one common language that is universal across cultures. If there is one thing that unites human beings looking to rise above their daily lives, it is happiness. And that gives us a powerful shared goal to work towards. Second, the abstractness of the happiness idea itself, because it pushes us to think deeply about what is truly important to citizens. Good health, decent work, meaningful social relations, clean environment, creativity, and a sense of connection to what is going on around them. It forces us to introspect and discover all those components that make human life purposeful and hence civic life in cities meaningful. So you will see a very strong happiness theme running through the events of the summit. We've already had a very successful first event of the summit, a Happy City Hackathon, organized in the city's Punnami Ghat riverfront, where citizens from across the state of Andhra Pradesh have conceptualized, designed, and brought to life a public space of their dreams. The passion and energy of these students to engage in the process over the last few months is an inspiration to all of us and has convinced us yet again that the best ideas for our cities come from our citizens, especially our next generation. We hope you will all get a chance to make a visit to Punnami Ghat to see with your own eyes what a spectacular experience these students have created. Coming back to today, we are privileged to kick off through a happiness dialogue between Sadhguruji and the Honorable Chief Minister that will set the stage and inspire us for the next 3 days. Sadhguruji, we are blessed by your presence. Thank you for being a guiding light for this summit. After lunch, we will have our first technical session, Cities in the 21st Century, Why Happiness is the Next Frontier, where we will begin to explore what happiness really means in the context of citizens and living spaces, especially cities. We then have a series of sessions over the next 3 days on what we are calling the building blocks of city happiness, ensuring people-first city governance, livable and inclusive communities, sustainable and resilient cities, vibrant and innovative economies. Continuing the happiness thread tomorrow, we'll start with yoga facilitated by Isha Foundation, and we thank them for this. We will then have a session on measuring happiness, where we explore with some of the leading experts in the world what success looks like when we think of happy cities, and how we can start thinking about measuring the abstract concept of happiness and hold ourselves accountable to it. And tomorrow afternoon, we will continue that discussion in a workshop to take us even further, and we'll aim to develop a framework of a happy city index. On day 3, we will have a city leaders lab, where we will harness the collective wisdom of so many of the city leaders who are here entrepreneurs and experts to problem solve on some of the biggest challenges that city leaders face using a design thinking approach. We will also have a chance on day 3 to listen to the voices of the farmers, the first citizens of Amaravati, who have been such an integral part of the story of this unique city. We have also organized, in partnership with Omidyar Network, a global pitch competition to attract the world's most cutting-edge startups working on urban tech innovations to pitch their ideas to Amaravati and to the other leading cities of the world that are present here today. I am delighted to report that we got an overwhelming response with more than 275 registrations from entrepreneurs who have a footprint in over 100 countries, making this perhaps one of the largest pitch competitions of this nature anywhere in the world. 12 finalists from 7 countries have been identified through a rigorous selection process, and they will present to us their ideas here tomorrow. The winners will get prizes, mentorship opportunities, and an opportunity to work with Amaravati and other cities to implement their ideas. There is also a happiness wall just outside this main hall, where we encourage you to share your own thoughts on what happiness means to you and what is the one thing you would do to make cities happier. We will conclude day 3 with a valedictory session, where the winners of the pitch competition and the hackathon will be rewarded, and the concrete outcomes of this summit will be shared. We expect to announce a Happy Cities Declaration, Amaravati 2018, and a framework for measuring city happiness. We also hope to share with you an institutional framework to take the Happy City movement forward. It would, of course, be great to have the inspiring words of the Honorable Chief Minister at the valedictory as well. So all in all, we have a power-packed 3 days and are really excited to engage with all of you. Let me once again conclude by thanking the Honorable Chief Minister for giving us this opportunity, the APCRDA Commissioner and his team, CII, and everyone else who has collaborated as one team to bring this summit to life. Lastly, a heartfelt thank you to all of you for joining us, many of you from various parts of the world and various corners of Andhra Pradesh. Thank you for coming and enriching this experience. I hope you will go back inspired from this event as we have been in the process of making it. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Mr. Varad Pandey. That was a great context setting. Our other partners, organizing partners of the Happy Cities Summit 2018 is the Confederation of Indian Industries. The next person I'm going to call on stage is Shri JSRK Prasad Garu, immediate past chairman, CII, Andhra Pradesh. Sir, it's my privilege to request you to please say a few words.
Thank you, Deepa. Shri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, Honorable CM of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Sadhguru Garu, our distinguished chief guest, honorable ministers, dignitaries, bureaucrats, dignitaries of the dais, invitees, and a namaskar, and a happy morning to all of you. At the outset, I would like to express my gratitude to the Honorable CM and the Commissioner of APCRDA and his team for making CI a part of this happy story, a first edition and a maiden edition in the city of Amaravati. I'm happy for it, sir. Also, we need to appreciate and commend the fact that you have been the champion of happiness index in the country. Dubai had a Minister for Happiness since 2016, but we have a CM whose primary agenda is growth with happiness for this startup state of since 2014. Starting with your vision 2029 and 2050 Happy Street concepts, today you have moved it to a global level with this unique Happy City Summit. Blessed are we to have a visionary global leader like you. It is not just driving for the state happiness, you are also our inspiration for being happy. As you express many a times in your talk, I am happy, giving a positive reinforcement. And when everybody is working from 10 to 4, you worked from 4 to 10 with the same energy levels from start to end, as you have personified happiness by loving what you do. March 20th is the International Happiness Day, a day for everybody to be happy. What about the rest of 364 days? It indicates one thing: we have missed the very purpose of economic growth. As the research data indicates, pleasure and happiness have grown proportionally with economic growth. At some point, pleasure and happiness was joined with pain, and from that point forward, pleasure and pain followed the economic growth trajectory, but happiness went in the opposite direction, which is evident in the countries with especially high economic growth. For example, Qatar, with the highest per capita GDP in the world, ranks 32 in happiness index, whereas Costa Rica, which is having a 101, ranks 101 in the per capita GDP, ranks 13 in the happiness index. And as India, we have a long way to go, and even our neighbor Bangladesh is about 18 points ahead of us. It is time we take a fresh look into the way we live, the way we work, govern, and grow in the perspective of happiness. We need to realign our policies, priorities, and actions for a sustainable economic growth, wherein we celebrate life of 365 days happiness and not just on 20th March. As per a psychologist study, happiness of an individual is 50% internal, 30% on external factors, and 20% on relations, which means a conglomeration of science and economics guided by spirituality is needed in developing an actionable formula for happiness to address the fundamental requirements of every human being happy. Today, the foundation of Amaravati is laid on the land contributed by the farmers, not just a contribution, but a contribution made happily on the call of our Honorable CM. I'm sure this city will just not be a people's capital, but a happy people's capital of the world. And not only this city, but the state, which is number one in EODB, that's ease of doing business, is poised to be number one in the EOHL, ease of happy living, under the aegis of the Honorable CM. With the deliberations of experts on citizen-centric governance, livable communities, clean and healthy environment, and vibrant economics, I hope all of us will have a take-home to act upon. And thanking you for giving us this opportunity and wishing you a happy summit.
Thank you very much, sir. May I now request Mr. Ajay Jain, Principal Secretary, Energy, Infrastructure and Investment, Government of Andhra Pradesh, to please come and say a few words.
Good morning, everybody. Chief guest of today's function, Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, Honorable Sadguru, Shri Jaki Vasudeva, dignitaries on the dais, our partners, CII, knowledge partners, Delberg, honorable ministers from Government of Andhra Pradesh, then all the delegates who are here, government officials, all the farmers, international delegates, members of the media. On behalf of the Government of Andhra Pradesh, particularly MNUD and CRD department, and also on my personal behalf, I would like to extend a hearty welcome to all the delegates who have come here from different parts of the world for this Happy City Summit, which is perhaps the first ever an international conference on urban innovation and happiness. Well, friends, all of us have heard the word. Whenever we talk about cities, we have heard about smart cities, livable city, healthy city, green city, best city, expensive city. But when we were discussing on the growth of Amaravati, Honorable CM felt that what should be the USP of Amaravati? He said it should be the happiest city. So when we talk about happiness, it encompasses everything, whether it's smartness, because smart city may be happy city, but may not be also. Similarly, blue and green city. So he said, unless the citizens are happy, there is no point in having a very smart city or a livable city. So happiness is the key concern. And based on that, Government of Andhra Pradesh, they established a Department of Happiness also for the first time in the country. Well, this 3-day summit, it has brought together all the stakeholders. We have urban planners, we have architects, we have designers, we have policymakers, we have the citizens, we have the NGOs. So on 4 themes, basically, deliberations would be done. They include about citizen-centric governance, livable communities, clean and healthy environment, and vibrant economies. So I'm sure that these deliberations would help us in making Amaravati one of the most happiest cities. Well, friends, to tell you in brief about the story of Amaravati, it started in December 2014 when the CRDA was formed, the selection of the land was done, and the happiness started right from there. In any project, we see that the people are displaced, the original landowners, and then the projects are constructed. But in this, Honorable CM felt that farmers, the first citizens of Amaravati, should be part of Amaravati. They have come forward, they have given almost 33,000 acres of land voluntarily, and today they will be the first and the most happiest citizens of Amaravati. Last 3 years, we have completed the master plan because Commissioner would be making a detailed presentation. The infrastructure plan has been ready. The government complex has been designed by Norman Foster and partners. That is ready. Almost about $3 billion of works in terms of roads, infrastructure works, power, sewerage, water, they are going on. Government complex is coming up. Already 2 universities have started functioning from this place. Some 8 international schools are coming, some of the hotels, some of the IT companies. So already we are on the course to become one of the best cities. But then, does it really make it happy? That I think has to be deliberated in this 3 days conference. We will be presenting you all our action plans, all our plans, and then you with all your experience should tell us what is that which would make Amaravati the most happiest city in the world. So I am sure that this 3-day conference would help us in making one of the best cities, one of the most happiest cities where everyone would like to come and settle here for happiness. So with this, I would again like to thank Commissioner CRD, their team, the CII, the knowledge partners, and particularly all of you for making this, for coming here. And I'm sure that this deliberations would go a long way in helping us in making Amaravati one of the best cities and happiest cities in the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. May I now request Mr. P. Narayana Garu, Honorable Minister, Municipal Administration and Urban Development, Government of Andhra Pradesh, to please say a few words.
Respected and beloved Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu garu. Respected Yogi garu. Respected Honorable Ministers and elected representatives from AP and abroad, officials, delegates, organizing staff, media, citizens, and other patrons, a warm welcome to all of you. It gives me a pleasure in hosting the Happy City Summit, Amaravati 2018. Happiness is the final goal, and cities across the globe are gearing up to make this a reality. The visionary Honorable Chief Minister Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu garu has given us direction to conduct the Happy City Summit as a global platform for cities to share this vision and benefit each other. The vision of our Honorable Chief Minister is citizen-centric governance powered by technology with the ultimate goal to achieve delivery efficiencies and making people happy. Being the Minister of Municipal Administration and Urban Development, I find it a great privilege to host you all in Greenfield, capital city of Andhra Pradesh, Amaravati, the happy city. I take this opportunity to introduce to you the vision and effort of Government of Andhra Pradesh in making the cities of Andhra Pradesh the happy cities. The crisis imposed on the state of Andhra Pradesh due to bifurcation of combined Andhra Pradesh has been converted into a challenge and opportunity by the leadership. A greenfield capital city, Amaravati, is aimed as the happiest city and is being developed on a fast track. This has given us an opportunity to build a new city with incorporating elements of happiness at every stage, starting from its vision, land pooling, planning, infrastructure planning, and economic development. Our teams and I have personally visited many capital cities like London, Tokyo, Singapore, Astana, Ashgabat, Putrajaya to study the best practices from both categories of cities, that is, most livable cities, as well as recently developed greenfield capitals around the world. The identified location of Amaravati itself is having all the elements to make it a happy city from day one. It is located on the banks of the river Krishna with plenty of water, greenery, and hills. The opportunity of interaction with nature would provide new energy and happiness to its residents. People of any city will be happy when they take part in the governance and governance in citizen centric. In Amaravati, it is much more than taking part in governance. It is partnership with people. More than 27,000 farmers have become partners in development of Amaravati through the innovative land pooling scheme. They have laid the solid foundation of happy city Amaravati. I sincerely thank the farmers. Many of them are present here for their sacrifice, vision in becoming partners with the government in development. Integration of the existing 29 village settlements without a single village displacement has been the greatness of Amaravati planning, which brings about all-round happiness in Amaravati. The land pooling scheme has taken care landless poor also. The government is paying 2,500 for family as a pension and helping them in skill development to adopt new jobs, leaving everyone happy. Design of the Amaravati city also incorporates principles that make the city most livable and happiest. Amaravati will have more than 100 neighborhoods with 2 into 2 kilometers dimension, 227 townships, 5, 10, 15 minutes principle, that is 5 minutes emergency, 10 minutes open spaces, 15 minutes walk to work, 21 kilometers riverfront and over 100 parks, more than 30% blue and green spaces. 70% of the trips will be public transport. 3,200 kilometers of cycle track, 57 kilometers of blue canal network, public access and mixed use spaces even in administrative area also. The focus is very much on sustainable green infrastructure, electrical vehicles, solar energy policies with a target of zero carbon footprint, waste to energy practices and microclimate innovations. There is no city without people and no people without economic activity. Kickstarting economy in a greenfield city is a challenge by itself, which we have overcome very effectively. Startup area is going to be developed by Amaravati Development Partner, a joint venture of Government of AP with Singapore Consortium, Ascenda Singbridge and Semcop. We have allotted around 1,260 acres of land to about 46 PNP institutions with an investment potential of 22,000 crores and about 60,000 jobs. Top universities like VIT, SRM have already established and started teaching in Amaravati with 1,000 students. AP government is committed in providing quality living and happiness not only just capital city but also to the entire state. Multiple urban and smart initiatives have been taken up by the municipal administration, including initiatives like providing potable water to all households, providing solid waste and liquid waste disposal mechanism, open defecation free cities, greenery, smart lighting, affordable urban housing to all eligible urban people with high quality, e-governance initiations, building and layout approvals, reforms in municipal schools, CM urban health centers, development of parks, open spaces, and providing gyms, coastal-free cities, beautification of central medians, street lights, all these things. The state is also investing in developing smart cities to improve the quality of life of people by facilitating local area development and bringing in technology that leads to smart outcomes in Greater Visakhapatnam, Kakinada, Tirupati. Giving this background and the government of AP's commitment to the people, we are happy to organize and inaugurate the first edition of Happy Cities Summit at Amaravati today. And I hope that over the next 3 days, all the delegates will engage in meaningful discussions with our global experts and gain knowledge to solutions aimed at sustainable and happiness for all. I wish you all happy experience in Andhra Pradesh. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and we wish you too a very happy experience at the 3-day summit. Like sir rightly pointed out, and I said, we do have experts and experienced people, not only from our own country, but also from far and wide, from across the seas. Our next speaker, it's my pleasure to invite Mr. Khoo Teng Chai, Executive Director, Center for Livable Cities, Singapore. If you could please address the gathering, sir. Thank you.
Morning. The Honorable Chief Minister, Excellency Chandrababu Naidu, Excellencies and distinguished guests. I think we have to all to thank the Chief Minister for being the leader and the inspiration of this wonderful project called Amaravati. I think the Chief Minister has distinguished himself in his record, in his proven track record in transforming the city of Hyderabad. I think the city of Hyderabad, for those of us who have flown into the Hyderabad airport, has got a wonderful airport, and I think it has been able to attract multinational companies from all over the world, and it's a wonderful city. And I think that credit for making Hyderabad what it is goes to the Chief Minister. So when the Chief Minister asked the Singapore government to be a partner in this Amaravati project, the Singapore government willingly agreed based on his track record and his inspiring vision for Amaravati. Personally, I'm honored and privileged to be a member of his advisory committee, and together with the Ministry of Trade and Industry and Sabana Jurong, we have helped to draw up the plan for Amaravati. But making a city livable and happy is not just about the plan, it's about how the plan is implemented. And again, under the amazing leadership of Chief Minister, we have seen remarkable progress in a very short space of time. The government complex is taking shape in the form of a wonderful design by a top architect in the world, Norman Foster. The infrastructure is being put in. And the Amaravati Development Partners, which is a joint effort between Andhra Pradesh government and a Singapore consortium, Ascender Singbridge and Sembcorp, are now all ready for action. I think they've just had their first board meeting. Now, the theme of this summit, I think, is another coup by the Chief Minister, because a city is not just about buildings or roads or infrastructure, but it's about people, how they live, how they work, how they play, how they learn as a community. There are many ways to define happiness, but at the end of the day, it's a very basic thing. Do I have a good job? Do I have a good quality of life, a good home? Can I move around the city easily? Is it a clean, safe environment with nice parks, schools, sports facilities, community spaces? That's what, at the end of the day, a livable and happy city is all about. I think Singapore has been rated by the National Geographic as one of the 4 happiest places in the world. And I think for us, it's because we have developed good social networks, good jobs, a place where 90% own their own homes. It is clean, it is green, and it's safe. But Singapore has become what it is because we have been open and we have tried to learn from as many cities as possible, and we are now happy to share our experience with Amaravati. But at the same time, I think we are learning a lot from Amaravati and all the other cities from all over the world. And an occasion like this, the Happy City Summit, is the opportunity for us to not just share, but also learn from many cities around the world. Singapore, we also organize a platform for cities from all over the world to share at our World City Summit. The next one is going to be in July. We do hope Honorable Chief Minister will grace us with his presence, because I think the story of Amaravati is an inspiring story that the world should should hear about. There'll be at least 120 mayors from all over the world, and I think we look forward to seeing you there. Some of the friends of the World City Summit are here today. In fact, we have the mayor or the former mayor of Medellin from Colombia, Latin America. I think Medellin was the city that won the Lee Kuan Yew World City Prize in the year 2016, right? And we're so happy to see the mayor of Medellin here. I think he has a lot to share about what has been done in Medellin. And likewise, we have the mayor of Galipur from Bhutan. Bhutan is the kind of the country that started the whole idea of measuring gross national happiness. And I'm sure we have a lot to learn from Galipur. So I think I'm really very honored and privileged to be able to address you at this summit. And then Singapore and Andhra Pradesh, we do hope that we can continue to have a very good partnership together as we move forward in this venture under the leadership of the Chief Minister. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker, Mr. Chai mentioned Medellin, and it so happens that our next speaker is Mr. Animal Gaviria, former mayor, Medellin, Colombia. Very nice to have you here. Could you please speak with us?
First of all, let me say hello to all the people here and say thanks to the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. I am in the same thing that this is a very, very wonderful idea to impulse and to put Andhra Pradesh and Amaravati as a center of discussion for the happy cities in the world. In fact, as governor of Antioquia, our region, and then as former and now former mayor of Medellin, our capital, we create the concept of cities for life. And I cannot think in a more connected concepts that cities for life and happy cities. That's what I am here very happy to share with all of you our experiences in Medellin. Maybe many of you don't know that Medellin was only 25 years ago the more violent city in the world, with a very, very high rate of homicides and other kind of crimes. But now we are a different city. We make a very big transformation, and we are proud about this transformation, and we are proud about share with other cities and learn with other cities about the path to be cities for life and to be happy cities. That's why we are very proud to win only 2 years ago the Lee Kuan Yew World City Prize, one of the most important prizes for city in the world. And let me finish with a little, but I think little story that deeply connected me, my family, my city, and my country with India. 15 years ago, my older brother was governor of Antioquia, our region. He was a follower and a disciple of Mahatma Gandhi. He was a person that fights for non-violence as tool for justice, for peace, for happiness. But unfortunately, my brother was killed when he was leading this philosophy in our country. And I think that we are now doing here is continue to working for the dream of Mahatma Gandhi, for the dream of my brother Guillermo, and many others. And our path now is work for cities for life and happy cities that put life as this society and this country of India put in the center. The most important tool to make a happy city for me is to put life as you in India do in the center of all the decisions as the most important and the core of a happy city. Thank you for being here and thank you for inviting us.
Thank you very much, particularly for sharing such a deep and personal story with us. Thank you for being here. May I now invite Mr. Jukka Holappa, Commercial Councillor, Embassy of Finland, to please say a few words to the guests.
Good afternoon, everybody. Honorable Chief Minister, ladies and gentlemen, I will start with an advice. Do not work on happiness. Work hard on equality, education, and innovation, and the happiness will come along. First of all, I want to congratulate the organizers. There's a full house. That's wonderful. There are so many events in India, so it is not that easy to get the full house. Congratulations on that. And thank you also, organizers, for giving me the opportunity to bring greetings to Happy City event from Finland, which was recently ranked as the happiest country in the world by UN. I'm also supporting a very, very happy and very big Finnish delegation, which is sitting in that area. Wave to everybody. Can you see how happy they are? So please visit their stand, our stand in the exhibition hall. It was somewhat a shock actually to many Finns that we were selected as the happiest country, to be honest. And every day people are now asking me that how is it possible that this small country of 5.5 million people in the middle of nowhere with harsh conditions, with long and dark winter can be the happiest place in the world. And I usually give 3 reasons. First one is equality. So Finland is the country where the salaries of taxi drivers compared to salaries of nurses, compared to salaries of teachers, compared to salaries of CEOs are the closest in the world. All of our hospitals are equally good. All of our schools are equally good. So equality is so important. Second thing is innovation combined with hard work. We are not Norway, who is just sitting in a big pile of oil money. We are not Sweden, who has old money. We are not Denmark, who are so beautiful. We have had to innovate and work hard throughout the years. So what we as Finland want to bring to collaboration with India, collaboration with Andhra Pradesh, equality, education, innovation, and hard work. Third reason why Finland is the most happy country in the world. We do not talk nonsense, and we know when to stop, when to shut up. So have a successful event.
Thank you so much, sir. That was from Finland, the happiest country in the world. May I now request Mr. Tikaram Kafle, Mayor, Gelepu Town, Bhutan, another country that coined a great term like the gross happiness quotient.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to give all of you my greetings from a small and tiny, pristine Himalayan kingdom which is known as Bhutan. We are also not bad in terms of happiness, and we are also known by the name of a happiness country. Pujaniya Sadguruji, Honorable Chief Minister, Andhra Pradesh. In fact, I express my gratitude and thankfulness for inviting in this grand August occasion to attend as well as to say few words on behalf of my country. Once again, thank you very much for the Honorable Chief Minister who from his table itself has invited. In fact, my Prime Minister was invited, but because of his pre-assignment, he was unable to attend. So I, on behalf of my Chief Minister, Prime Minister and ministers would like to say few words about my country. The concept of gross national happiness was thrown upon to the people of Bhutan by our great visionary king, who is the fourth king, Jigme Singye Wangsuk. And based on this gross national happiness philosophy, our developmental activities takes place. We give more priority to gross national happiness than gross domestic product. This is how our pillars of development consist of gross national happiness, preservation of traditional and culture, and with this, our developmental activities in the kingdom always take place, taking care of the people. Yes, it is very complex to define what is what a real happiness is. There are so many domains, there are so many indicators. But to make it very simple, what I myself personally feel is happiness is not wanting too much or not having too less. This is just one of the parameters. It consists of psychological happiness, economical prosperity, social well-being, and there are so many other parameters that measures happiness. As I have already said that Bhutan is a small Himalayan country where developmental philosophy is GNH rather than GDP. And it was conceived by our great visionary kings and thrown to the people. And we are fortunate, the people of Bhutan are fortunate that we have free education system as well as free medical facilities to every citizens of the country. This was through the grace of our visionary kings that they gave to the citizens. And another interesting thing is, being in the Himalayan region, Bhutan is carbon neutral. It is carbon negative. In fact, we are consuming the carbon dioxide produced by our neighboring countries. And we are still striving that we maintain that. And our forest cover today is 70%. And our constitution mandates that the forest cover is all time not less than 60%. Yes, our cities are growing. Our nation is developing. In the meantime, there is population growth. There is rural-urban migrations. If we do not take care, there will be chaos in the urban cities migrating from the rural side. So to transfer happiness from the urban side to the rural side also, it is high time that our country is planning for giving equal facilities, equal incentives, provide all these infrastructures to the rural people where happiness can be uh, propagated to all the directions. And being a mayor of a small developing city, which is known as Gyeongju in Bhutan, we have initiated very minor activities, very small activities, but which make greater impact in the lives of the people in bringing happiness to them. Yes, a footpath construction. By telling the name of footpath construction, it doesn't mean a huge activities that we are doing. But let us make the footpath differently abled people friendly. Let us keep provisions that differently able people can easily have the access to see his city. Likewise, we have even kept or made it mandatory in our city structural development plan that ample green spaces where facilities of community vitalities are very much necessary these days. We can observe that in a huge tall buildings, even the neighbor who is staying this side do not know the neighbors who is staying that side. To combat with this sort of problems, community vitality initiatives is felt very much necessary so that the happiness actually generates from that community vitality, which is one of the component. Yes, we work combinedly on all these intelligent cities, smart cities, green cities, clean cities. There are all sort of terms that we refer. Blending all these and looking at the basic need of the people, we work and go for developmental activities. We have made it mandatory that required setbacks are to be maintained while we start coming up as a real city. We need to have a huge structures, many structures that will come up. So setback is kept mandatory in my municipality. And another interesting thing we are doing is we are making it mandatory to plant at least 15 trees in the setback areas, else the occupancy certificate is not issued. Thank you. And it is mandatory, as I have already highlighted, and I am really privileged and motivated with the dreams of Your Excellency, the Prime Minister of Andhra Pradesh, that he also possesses a huge dream for the happiness of the people, and he has said that the Amaravati city happiness index will be the highest in the world. I also have my prayers and blessings to Your Excellency, the Prime Minister of Andhra Pradesh. This summit, if I keep saying, I think I might take a lot of time. So I just would like to condense my speech. Your Excellency, this year, my nation, Bhutan and India is celebrating the 50th year of diplomatic relationship. And there are so many activities that are being conducted in my kingdom, which is attended by high delegates from Delhi and other parts of the India. And we are expecting also that Honorable Prime Minister of India might also visit for the celebrations there in Bhutan. I just wanted to tell what I feel as a mayor and how I do things in my municipality. We blend all these new terms, smart city, hi-fi city, green city, clean city, everything. But what I tell to my subordinates is, let us carry out all the developmental activities. Let us come up with all the infrastructures so that our children, their children, their children never cause the present generations that our ancestors have done wrong. Let them say after so many generations that, yes, our ancestors were great planners. We are enjoying the facilities they have made. Things have started becoming very congested. All inbuilt areas happen. We don't have any place to proceed further. This is what is happening presently in small developing countries. So it is very, very vital that things many, many years ahead be looked now so that our future generations never say that we were wrong. This is what I feel and I tell to my subordinates. Lastly, thank you all. Thank you, the organizing committee. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, Guruji. And thank you all here. And I wish that many techniques, many innovations, many discussions will happen here because of the presence of high delegates. These ideas can be taken back home and let us implement for change. If we do not implement all these ideas, just listen and go, things are not going to work. Once again, all the best, and may the 3 days summit here be wonderful, and safe journey back home to the people who have come from far, near, everywhere. And all the best to all the participants. Thank you very much. Prasidilek, Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad to you too. Thank you very much. I think all of you will agree that was a really, really heartfelt talk to all of us. There are going to be multiple workshops and ideation pitches where I'm sure a lot of ideas will be taught as well as spoken about from the country of Bhutan. That has really been a trendsetter. Our next speaker is Mr. Samuel Adamson, First Secretary, Urban Development, United Kingdom. May I request you to address this gathering, please?
Honourable Chief Minister, Excellencies, distinguished guests, let me begin first by saying how wonderful it is to see such a well-attended, well-organised and diverse event today. I think that when facing down the challenges that we're talking about here today that are affecting every city in the 21st century, it is absolutely vital that we have input from a diverse source of information as possible, and that's absolutely what I think we have here today. The UK is delighted to be a partner in the development process of Amaravati, a city which I'm sure will be a happy people's capital and undoubtedly one of the top cities within the Government of India's Smart City mission. The UK has over 30 years of partnership with the Indian Union government and different state governments in urban development. I'm proud to say that one of our first urban programs was with the Andhra Pradesh government, which focused on poverty alleviation of the poorest in the urban areas and facilitated municipal reforms here. That program led to approximately 10% reduction in urban poverty and more than 20% annual growth in municipal revenues during the period 2000 to 2008. This set the path for rapid urbanization of the state. And as today's wonderful event clearly exhibits, Amaravati is on the road to becoming a world-class state capital and contributing to the overall economic growth not only of its own state, but also of India. The UK has also evolved its cooperation with India by becoming part of this urban growth journey and bringing in the best of UK expertise to work towards the shared prosperity objectives of our two countries. In 2016, our two Prime Ministers agreed on a formal cooperation under the Smart Cities mission, and Amaravati was proudly announced as a UK partner city. Our cooperation has become more holistic and unified and effective as a result. We are now working across multiple UK departments, including the Department for International Development, the Foreign Ministry, the Department for International Trade, the Research Council, UK IBC, and the private sector to work with cities on policy and governance reforms, sustainable urban planning, future transit infrastructure development, integrated e-mobility plans, project financing, knowledge and innovation partnerships. We're also encouraging the multilaterals, including the World Bank and other bilaterals centrally, to ensure India has ready access to the best solutions the international community has to offer. I am particularly happy to report that the UK, through private sector and technical assistance from the Foreign Ministry and from the Department for International Development, has been part of the Amaravati city development journey right from the beginning. As we've already heard, British architects Fosters and Partners have designed the government complex in the new city. PwC and EY have assessed financing requirements. The British Standards Institute has worked on smart city leadership, smart city standards, and the setting up of an urban innovation laboratory. Arup and McDonald have delivered inclusive street design and climate and disaster resilient infrastructure, while the British Geographical Survey has conducted subsurface analysis for the city. Under the UK's Technical Assistance Programme, we will work together with APCRDA and the Government of Andhra Pradesh to offer support on mobilising investments, developing a pipeline of projects and linking up with UK cities for experience and knowledge sharing. We are also looking forward to partnering on emerging priorities such as electric vehicles and digital technology in smart cities. So colleagues, dear friends, I look forward to the exciting thematic discussions scheduled over the next 2 days and would welcome future ideas for collaboration, particularly those, of course, that foster the idea of happy cities. I would like to thank again APCRDA for their kind invitation and organisation, and look forward to a long-term partnership with the Government of Andhra Pradesh in this journey of making Amaravati a happy people's capital and one of the stars of the Smart Cities mission of India. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Adamson. The story of Amaravati, this glorious city, I think it's about time someone told us the story of Amaravati, and to do so, it is my pleasure to invite here Dr. Sri Sridhar Cherukuri Garu, Commissioner, Andhra Pradesh Capital Region Development Authority. Could you please join me here? We have a short video first, and after that, Dr. Sridhar will take us through the story of Amaravati.
Happiness is an experience aspired by every human being. The people and spaces around us influence our happiness. Whether it is an easy commute to work or just playing out in the sun. Presenting the city of Amaravati, the first city in the world to be designed around happiness. People's capital Amaravati is being designed in keeping with the hopes of the farmers who happily volunteered to contribute their land to build this dream city. Inspired by the people's aspirations, the government of Andhra Pradesh with Capital Region Development Authority under the visionary and able leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister Shri Chandrababu Naidu has embarked on a mission to build one of the top 3 happy cities and best-in-class global cities encompassing highest standards of livability and infrastructure with a thriving economic environment. 9 cities have been defined as the pillars of the new capital city. In line with the principles of happiness, only non-polluting industries would be encouraged within the city. Unique in its design, with happiness as the key parameter, the city of Amaravati is redefining the growth story of India. The government has laid out an integrated urban design with all amenities vital for its citizens clustered within accessible distance. It is planned with a goal of 5-10-15 with no more than 5 minutes to emergency facilities, 10 minutes to recreation and open spaces, and 15 minutes to work. Each township will have a school, a junior college, healthcare center, including a multi-specialty hospital, places of worship, police and fire, parks and sports facilities. This planning ensures the communities socialize and interact, creating a vibrant and inclusive society. Amaravati is currently in a fast-paced execution mode. Foster Plus Partners has prepared the master plan for the government complex. The transit government complex is completed. The state is tying up with Singapore consortium of companies Ascenders Singbridge and Semcorp to develop the riverfront central business district of the capital and is expected to create 2.5 lakh jobs and increase GDP by 1.15 lakh crore rupees. Best institutions in the academia such as National Institute of Design, universities like VIT, Amrita and SRM have established campuses in Amaravati. Leading international schools and hotel brands are being set up in the city. Amaravati is set to provide millions of jobs in the next 35 years. With the world's best infrastructure and a thriving economic environment, Amaravati will be one of the happiest cities in the world. Come, join us in this journey and experience the joy of living in this happy city, Amaravati.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, I take pleasure in presenting the story of Amaravati, who was born happy. When we have a visionary, we don't require a specific vision for a city. We have a leader who developed a city and is in the process of developing another city. I think probably he's the only one in the world who has that courage and experience in building cities. Thank you, sir. You know, our Chief Minister vision is always dare to dream, but care to achieve. So that is the vision principle. And with that vision principle, when many consultants across the world and many people suggested different visions, and Honorable Chief Minister has set the right vision for Amaravati, that is the vision of happiness. And he envisioned the Amaravati city as one of the happiest city, top 3 happy cities with best-in-class global cities encompassing highest standards of livability and infrastructure with a thriving economic environment. So the city of Amaravati is born happy. When the city is envisioned, when the city is being planned, you know, the people across walks of life should be the happiest people and the happiest citizens. So while designing the city, we ensured the city is sustainable, the city with a great culture and identity, the city is going to be very efficient and productive, and the city is going to be a smart government from the day one, and a vibrant economy, and is the most livable, and with best of class infrastructure. This is the vision plan for the Amaravati. You know, when the city is planned as a happy city, every element of development and every stakeholder in the development should be the happiest person. The Honorable Chief Minister has innovated an idea of the sharing and caring. So he gave a call to the farmers to share their land so that whatever the development that happens over Amaravati, that will be equally shared back to the farmers. So with his vision and with his call, first time in the world, I am telling you, first time in the world, more than 27,000 farm families have come together and pooled their land and joined with the story of Amaravati with a big smile. Thank you all the farmers. Most of the farmers are here. Give them a big round of applause. The land pooling scheme is now considered as one of the largest such scheme in the world, and which was done with an innovativeness and an inclusiveness. And you know, all the people in Amaravati, currently the farmers or the landless laborers or the dependents on the agriculture, everybody has been taken care with a social security network, and they have been well facilitated. You know, all the 27,000 farmers, they contributed more than 33,000 acres of land, and we have returned back more than 60,000 plots to them, and now we are in the process of developing these lands. You know, when we design our home, we take almost more than a year to design itself. Now, when we design a happy city, I think the task is much more complex and also much more difficult to do it. But under the able leadership of our Chief Minister, we could able to design and plan the city from the day one as a happy city, which encompasses the physical activity and the inclusiveness and the societal movement. We have 3,200 kilometers of dedicated cycle tracks and the walking tracks, probably highest in the world as on date. So we have given the utmost importance to the non-motorized transportation and the public transportation. The city is designed to have 80% of the people move with a public transportation system. We have more than 80 kilometers of canal system, which are going to be used even for as an alternative transportation system. We have 5, 10, 15-minute walk. Within 5-minute walk, we will be able to reach all the emergency facilities. Within 10 minutes of walk, you will be able to access all the open spaces and public spaces. And within 15 minutes of walk, you will be in your office. You know, all the cities across the world now becoming inefficient. You know, people are traveling more than 2 to 3 hours to reach their workspace. In Amaravati, I am guaranteeing you, within 15 minutes of walk, not by car, but not by public transportation, just by walk, you will be able to reach your workspace. That's how the city is designed. You know, when a city is being built, generally you displace people, you displace families, you displace villages. Now we have taken utmost care. Everybody should be part of the city. So we didn't touch even a single village. All the existing 29 villages are part and parcel of the city. Now they are acting as the seeds of development in Amaravati. And we have designed more than 100 parks, and with a beautiful, pristine 21 kilometers of riverfront. That's going to be the biggest beauty for the city. And we have more than 30% of the space reserved as blue-green space. And we have 27 inclusive and self-sufficient townships. And we have designed the city which gives an inclusive and vibrant communities. Now, Amaravati is again born digital. From day one, the city is planned to do the ease of living. It's a city, all the citizens in the Amaravati will have the highest standards of ease of living, and the Amaravati is born digital. All the elements of either planning, development, the customer interaction or the citizen interaction, everything is through digital media. And the city is planned with a vibrant economy. You know, the government, this is the capital city of Amaravati, Andhra Pradesh. So government is the anchor, and we have 9 economic hub cities, which is going to provide around 1.5 million jobs. And we have a strong private partnerships. We have strong international partnerships. We are focused very thoroughly on the social infrastructure, which is required for the global communities. And the livelihood transition and skill development is another focus area of economy and non-polluting industries. So we have a very strong resolution that no polluting industry or no polluting activity can happen in Amaravati. Now the city is sustainable, building the most livable city on the earth. We are in the process, and it's the city with the lowest carbon footprint and distributed solar generation. The entire city management, whatever the power is required for the city management, is being generated through the distributed solar generation. Public transportation and non-motorized transportation is the highest priority. And we are very fortunate to announce that we got the very recently IGBC Platinum rating for the city as a whole. And this is going to be announced by the IGBC today. Thank you, sir. And this is the first city, Indian city, to be ready with infrastructure for the electric vehicles. So we are moving towards a completely clean and green environment. And the city is with 30% blue and green infrastructure. Now, so let us quickly place you, where are we? Now, we started journey 40 months back, exactly 3 years, 4 months. And all the critical steps in the city development have been completed. So we have more than 95% of the land in our hands. So that's a land procurement, which is generally is the most toughest project. Thanks to the farmers, we have completed that. We have completed the planning for the entire city. Thanks to the Sarbana Jurang and the Singapore government, with their great help, we could able to complete this planning of the city in less than 6 months' time. And we completed the designing and the engineering designing of the entire city. And we moved to the construction phase currently. And you know, more than $3 billion worth of works are briskly happening across the Amaravati city. By end of this year, we hope we will be able to showcase the first phase of Amaravati to all of you. Parallelly, we have not waited for the city to be completed. With the guidance of the Honorable Chief Minister, from the day one, we focused on the economic activity. So we have started interacting and allocating the lands and entering into partnerships with the various developments. And that's how within 6 months of start of Amaravati, now we have 2 functional universities in Amaravati as on date. We have more than 1,200 students, and 2 more universities are under construction. This current academic year, they all would be operational. That means by end of this year, we will have 4 operational universities that are going to be functional out of Amaravati. As I told you, we have partnered with many of the national and international hotel chain groups, schools, and other areas. Yeah. We just completed the transit government complex in less than 6 months' time. Entire seat of administration has been moved from Hyderabad to Amaravati, and it is being functional for the last 14 months out of this complex. And this is one of the big achievement so far CRD has done. And we are in the process of finalizing the designs for the Secretariat and HOD buildings. We are about to give the tenders for this. This is a 5.5 million office complex. It is the first time we are using the diagrid structure in India. And we have finalized the designs for the assembly, legislative assembly. This is going to be the first people's assembly in India. So where the people can go to each and every part of the assembly, they can see all the sessions, and they can also spent a lot of time in this building. And we also completed the designing of the High Court, which is inspired out of the Buddhist inspiration. And we are just about to start the construction of this High Court. And we are already in the process of constructing around 4,000 homes for the government officers and the functionaries. They are all briskly happening. So this is the current stage of development. We have completed all the piling. By end of this year, we hope we will deliver all these 4,000 units to our employees. And the trunk infrastructure is very briskly happening across the Amaravati. So more than 260 kilometers of road network with 6-lane road network is under construction. By end of this year, so most of these road networks will be completed. You know, in addition to these, the infrastructure works, we have also initiated development of infrastructure for the plots which we have given back to the farmers. So more than 6 zones are already, the works have started, and 5 zones are under tender stage. Now we tied up with the world's best developers, the Ascendas and Sembridge. The project has just started, and that's going to provide around 2.5 lakh jobs by end of 2022. Now we joined hands with the world's best developers in various aspects with the universities, schools, hotels, and hospitals. And the land allotments are completed, and they are in the process of developing their facilities. These are all the facilities that are already came up in Amaravati. The first one is the SRM University, and the second one is the VIT University, and the National Institute of Design is under development, and also the Amrita University is also under the development. You know, when we try to compare ourselves with whatever the things that happened across the world, so this slide is very clearly showing how the Amaravati is envisioned and how fast the Amaravati is being developed. Now, when all the other cities are at the stage of developing their plans, we already moved to the construction, and you know, in just 40 months' time, whatever the achievement I just showcased to you has been achieved under the able leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister. And this is a final slide where I present you more than 48% of the phase 1 works are grounded, which is coming to around 22,000 crores against 47,000 crores. So the projects are already grounded, and by end of this year, we promise you that the phase 1 of Amaravati would be delivered to the people. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, Dr. Cherukuri Garu. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know that all of you are waiting very eagerly to hear the Sadguru speak. Is that correct? Okay. The Sadguru has to leave at 1:30. So in the interest of time, with everyone's permission, we're going to advance some of the activities that we had planned before the conversation between the Honorable Chief Minister and the Sadguru. So the next person that I'm going to call to speak to all of us is the man on this mission and the man with the vision, the man behind the glory of the story of Amaravati, the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu. And when you're happy and you know it, you clap much louder.
Most respectable spiritual leader, Guruji Sadguru Jaggi Vasudevan Garu, His Excellencies and the dais, distinguished invitees from different countries within the country and from Andhra Pradesh state, and friends and media. I am very happy. The first of its kind for having a global summit for urban innovation, and also for happiness. We are all talking nowadays happiness. Now Finland is before us. There is a huge delegation from Finland. As a matter of fact, education they are enjoying, work less, play more, and innovate more, and lead a meaningful life. That is how things are happening all over the world, particularly Finland. On the other side, Singapore is here, most livable city. Anybody in the world prefer to go and settle in Singapore because of safety, security, and happiness, and everything. You wanted to have a meaningful life, and also you can achieve your excellence. And also there are so many countries, if you see here, who have achieved all these things. Generally, to build a capital is a very Herculean task. After bifurcation 2014, we are forced to come here for starting another development of state. Earlier, I was CM for combined Andhra Pradesh for 9 years. I was instrumental for developing a greenfield city, that is Cyberabad in Hyderabad. Today, Hyderabad is rated one of the best knowledge city. At that time, we are able to create 165 kilometers outer ring road, best greenfield airport, and also you name any institutions, any IT companies, they are all located in Hyderabad. That is a brownfield city. Now, after coming here, it is as a matter of fact, it is a crisis. We don't have land to sit. To start with, I was in bus for some time. Bus is my office, my accommodation, office come residence. That is how I started acting. Then I gave a call. We don't have land here. I requested people of all farmers. It is a win-win situation. We will build, compared to Singapore, one of the best city. Singapore, they are helping us. So it is a win-win situation. Why can't you come and give me land under land pooling? It is an innovative idea in India. In democracy, to acquire land is very difficult. But at the same time, I'm very happy. 34,000 acres of land. Without paying even one pie, people came forward, farmers came forward. They have given me land. After getting land, it has become a reality. Or otherwise, all these things, without land, we cannot talk. Even if we go to dispute, it will take years. Here, every farmer and also all labor, farm labor, everybody supported this project, and also they are thinking it is a combined victory or it is a combined satisfaction we are all having. We will move forward. Now I am very happy. You are all aware, Singapore is most livable city. And also if you see Finland, so many countries, even globally some of the countries have rated. If you see here, United Nations have rated World Happiness Report 2018. Number 1, Finland. Number 2, Norway. Number 3, Denmark. Number 4, Iceland. Number 5, Switzerland. Number 6, Netherlands. number 7 Canada, New Zealand, 9 Sweden, 10 Australia. If you see countries, National Geographic rating, happiest places in the world, number 1 Singapore, number 2 Denmark, number 3 Costa Rica. Even National Geographic top 10 happiest cities, Thailand, even countries, if they see some of the places also they have mentioned. What I wanted to request all of you, we are in 21st century. Technology has become a reality now. If you see today, to start with industrialization, first industrial revolution, it is a small way, some mechanization. Second industrial revolution with innovation of power. Third industrial revolution, IT has become the industrial revolution, world has become a global village. Today, Internet of Things has become a reality. Anything you want to do, you can use technology. If you can provide proper leadership, you can do wonders. And at the same time, you can produce excellent results. Here we are all here to discuss different concepts. There are smart cities, there are most livable cities, and also most green cities. So many concepts we are talking. We want to have a debate today. Most happiest city. How to go about. I need everybody's cooperation here. Here after this meeting, I am very happy. So many people are here. How to be happy. Not only money cannot give happiness. Most livable conditions also, standards also cannot give happiness. The way how to live is going to create happiness. That type of concepts we want to discuss. This is one platform. First time in India, nobody thought to have happiness. Recently, one example I'm giving you, I wanted to create some event for happiness. I asked my municipal administration, why can't you create an event on Sunday morning, happy Sunday? We have earmarked some places. We are asking citizens to come out of home, come there, play, dance, sing, and even if you don't have anything, shout loudly, 3 hours, go home, relax. So much of stress buster. Now people are enjoying like anything. It is only without any money. We are not spending any money on that. That is how happiness can be defined differently, and also how we are going to enjoy your life is very, very important. And also here, if you see, actively engage citizens in shaping the planning and also designs. Just now our people have said, Amaravati, we are engaging best consultants in the world. And at the same time, we are enjoying citizens also in a big way, so that they are also contributing for the development of the capital. Ultimately, this happy summit, we want to discuss with you citizen-centric governance, livable communities, clean and healthy environment, vibrant economies. And also here I am very happy. Leading thinkers and urban experts are here. Policy makers, mayors, and city administrators are here. Urban planners, architects, and designers. Industry players, citypreneur, and innovators. Foundations and civil society organizations, funders, and citizens are here. This summit, we are having 3 partnership countries. One is Singapore, one is Finland, one is UK. UK and India, we had some understanding to work with smart cities. 2 cities they agreed. One is Amaravati. We are very happy to work with them. And also if you see here, around 80 plus international delegates attending from 15 countries, including Finland, UK, Singapore, Japan, UAE, Bhutan, Costa Rica, Colombia, Tanzania, Israel, Spain, and US. I am very happy. Today, it is a very good occasion for all of us. Our famous spiritual leader is with us, Jaggi Vasudevan Garu, our Guruji. He is giving happiness all over the world. He is promoting happiness concept. He is also here. I am thanking him on behalf of Government of Andhra Pradesh. 30 eminent speakers are going to participate. And also yesterday, recently, we had a pitch competition. As on today, if you see, I wanted to promote innovations in a big way. For this, we had 2 hackathons. One is on education, one is on agriculture. And also we conducted 3 international partnership summits for investment. Even at that time, Finland, our friend, is here. They came. Always interacting with each other. And also we have to go innovative way and creative way. Even pitch competition, I am very happy so many delegates are here. 12 main issues were finalists and 7 countries are participating. Those who are having excellent innovation, we wanted to have a MOU with them. We wanted to work with them so that world is full of innovations. With one idea, we can change the total world and also we can change human beings. That is how things are happening. In this concept, I am very happy. There is one more concept we are working. As I rightly mentioned, in India, first time we are building a greenfield capital. Earlier we have built some more capitals, but all these capitals, more or less, some capitals are administrative capitals, some capitals they built at that time the requirement of the people. But first time we wanted to build one of the most beautiful, vibrant economy and happy city. I wanted to benchmark this city one among top 5 in the world. That is our aim, that is our desire. I am confident it will happen. First time, we are also talking about happiness. You are all aware, 10 years back, nobody used to talk about happiness. Only development we used to talk. After some time, we used to talk about smart cities, smart countries, by using technologies, all these things we are talking. Recent times we are talking most livable. That is the concept we have taken up because of Singapore. People are talking most livable. Now what we want to talk, most happiest. How to be happy? Life should be a meaningful life. In life, everything is possible. And at the same time, as long as you are living, you have to live with happiness. Always people ask me, you are working very hard. Always you are happy. Then I told them very clearly, I am working very hard. I am enjoying my work. That's why I am always happy. I don't have any fatigue or tired. Even when I discussed with our people from Finland, they told me students, morning they will go to school, 2-3 hours or 4 hours. Afternoon, they will go to play. While playing, they will learn things. Evening, they will come and they will do homework, half an hour or 1 hour. Now, so many innovations are taking place in Finland. That should be the best way of living things. One has to enjoy life, play, work, and also create wealth, and also go for innovation continuously. That is what they have done. Friends, this is a very good area. If you see Krishna River, around 30 kilometers, both sides you can develop. There are cities. Most of the cities all over the world are in the valleys only, either seashore or river front, like that so many cities have developed. But this is the city, fresh water is coming throughout the year. And also from here, 5 reservoirs on the upstream. And also we are releasing water from upstream to go to irrigation fields also. Why I am saying this, fresh water is flowing. You know very well, water is energy. If there is water, you can see the energy levels will be very high. We are planning here green and also blue city. Water is blue and also very, very fertile lands. We can have excellent landscaping and also we can grow one of the beautiful gardens, plantation, everything. I am very happy from Bhutan. 70% green cover. We are very much impressed. CO2 is almost neutral. They are having better health and also they will live very long. Longevity will be very high. I am very happy for that. Same thing here. I am thinking minimum 50% should be green cover in Andhra Pradesh. That is our aim. We are working towards that. And also today, all vehicles will be converted to electrical vehicles. Even our state is Sunrise Andhra Pradesh. Sun is our ambassador. Now solar energy is coming in a big way. So solar energy, we can control total pollution. And also it is a very big boost for economy at a very cost effective also. India is producing energy at the rate of around minus or plus 3 rupees. Abundant sunlight. No other country is having this advantage. If we can use sunlight for solar energy, we can go for industrialization and also we can make it CO2 neutral. That is our aim. In Amaravati, all vehicles will be electrical vehicles. All transport will be public transport. 70 to 80% public transport we want to have. And at the same time, emergency, only 5 minutes. Any park you want to go 10 minutes. Office you want to go 15 minutes. 3,600 kilometer cycle path we are creating so that health will be perfect in Amaravati. You can have electrical cycle, enjoy the life, and also this type of activities we are creating. We have shown you everything, 9 cities, different themes, 27 townships, hundreds of parks, and also we are going to create one of the best city at for international standards. As you are all aware, we are all engaging best consultants, architects, but I am basing this hackathon or this convention will give more enlightenment and also more ideas how to move in that direction. I am very happy just now our friend from former mayor, Mr. Anibal, Medellin, Colombia, how he transferred the city. He was mayor for 2-3 terms. He contributed one of the best city, he made it. He gave one example. His brother is a admirer of Mahatma Gandhi. He followed non-violence, and at the same time he was killed. But that family is promoting non-violence, and they are transforming that city in a big way. That is his personal story. Like this, everybody will have so many personal stories, personal events to contribute for the society. In this meeting, 3 days we are all here. I am also coming here. Now I am a student to learn. So many innovative ideas, lot to be learned. At the end of this meeting, what I am expecting, every participant should take 1 or 2 takeaways from this meeting so that it will be beneficial for their territory or for their country. And also I am here to take so many ideas from you and produce one of the best model so that in future you will be very happy. Somebody is here to implement your innovative ideas. That is what I am going to do. Ultimately, all people are here once in a year. Come, stay here 2-3 days and also enjoy here. Even if you are interested, make second home Amaravati for happiness, for innovations, for creativity, and also for your bright contribution for the global community. Ease of doing business, we are number 1. We are doing that. Now, real-time governance I am promoting. Everything we can do real-time. All my government is online. We are having call center. Around 2,000 people are working. All my welfare programs, developmental activities, and also regulatory issues, everything is on online. Sometimes we are asking people how they are getting all these things. Even there are any failures of technology or there are better ways to do all these things, we are continuously taking feedback. In governance, I am using drones, surveillance cameras, biometrics, and also cloud. You name anything, big data analytics, everything we are using as on today. Why I am saying all these things? Technologies are available for better governance. And at the same time, if you use all these technologies, it will give you more comfort and also unnecessary going to different offices or meeting people. For future, you are all aware, one smartphone is enough to deal any transaction across the global community. It may be bank, it may be government, it may be hotel, it may be your day-to-day activities, everything, it is going to happen. In that direction we are moving. At the end of the day, again, happiness is not only giving through smartphone, and also we must have a real how to feel that happiness, that is very important. In India, you are all aware, family is the big asset for anybody compared to some other countries. If you do everything outside, at the end of the day, if you come home, spend half an hour, 1 hour with family members, have dinner, and discuss and share your views, then go to bed. That will be best life. So with all these things, I am very happy. 3 days we are going to stay here. I am going to have more and more interactions. Now city is shaping. With the development of the city, I wanted to bring happiness concept every inch of my activity, every inch of our development. This is our commitment. I need your cooperation for building this city, one of the most happiest city in the world. For this, I am thankful to all of you. With this, I am very happy. This area is very dynamic. We are very good hosts also. Delicious food is available. Always you want to be happy. You can have good food also. And also now slowly we are building the capital. So many infrastructure facilities are coming. Every 3 months you will see the change in the city. Not only building one city, we are having other cities, Visakhapatnam and Tirupati, beautiful cities, one of the vibrant economies we are building there. And also every town, every municipality, every village, we wanted to build one of the most beautiful places. We want to provide best infrastructure. That is how we are moving in the direction. Ultimately, Andhra Pradesh state will be the most happiest state. That is our vision. I am confident with all your support, we will achieve this one of the best objective. With this, I am thanking all of you. Thank you one and all.
Thank you very much. So this is a man who achieves and who does what he says he will. And already we have proof of that pudding. It's my privilege to announce that Amaravati will be the first state capital city in the world to receive the IGBC Green City Platinum Award. Can we have a huge round of applause for that, please? May I request Dr. Prem C. Jain, Chairman, Indian Green Building Council, IGBC, to present the IGBC Green City Platinum Award to the city of Amaravati. May I request the Commissioner of APCRDI, Dr. Sridhar Cherukuri Garu, to please receive the award in the presence of the Honorable Chief Minister and the Sadguru. May I request the Sadguru to join the photograph, bless that award so that this city receives many more. Sadhguruji, I'm going to have to request you to stay with us another moment because we have another very important thing that we'd like to release. We'd like you to release with your hands. So the Amaravati Happy City Master Plan is going to be released here today in the presence of the Sadhguru by the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, in the presence of all of you wonderful people who've joined us here. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the release of the Amaravati Happy City Master Plan by the Sadhguru. Thank you, Dr. Jain. May I request Mr. Guy Perry to please join us for this as well. He represents McKinsey, which is the consulting strategy partner for the Amaravati Happy Cities plan. Thank you very much. And now there's just a few minutes away from the much awaited conversation, just a little rearrangement to be done here. May I request all our guests to please come off the dais so that you can enjoy the conversation. I'm going to have to request the Honorable Chief Minister and the Sadhguru also to please come down for a moment so that we can arrange the stage for the conversation, set the mood for a conversation between two visionaries. My apologies for the slight inconvenience, but it is for the larger enjoyment of the conversation that's coming up. You know, Amaravati is a city that seems to be repeatedly creating history, because back in the day it was the ancient city of Buddhism. The Mahachaitya, there were lots of Buddhist stupas, very prominent Buddhist stupas and scriptures were found here. And there's another very, very interesting volume, shall I call it, that has come out of Amaravati. Many of you here would have heard of the Gadha Saptasati. It was compiled by a Satavahana king. The Satavahana kings were the first set of kings to rule Andhra Pradesh between 230 BC and 220 BC. And Hala was a Satavahana emperor who enjoyed having conversations with the people of his time, conversations with wise men, conversations with learned men, and he compiled all of those conversations, also contributed to this volume, which is filled with poetry, prose, and wise words from the people of his time. And that Gadha Saptasati has been translated into many European languages as well as Indian languages, and is a book that people refer to for human well-being, for happiness, and many other things when they're looking for wisdom. And today, once again, Amaravati is set out to be a place that people will look up to, because its current day leader is also very, very interested in having conversations, sharing and bringing knowledge, and putting that knowledge to good use, such that in the years to come, people will be looking to the city of Amaravati and all the conversations that have happened here to learn and implement many of these in their own places. So it's a conversation between Amaravati's current day leader and the Sadhguru, who really needs no introduction, but I will try and give him a fitting introduction. The Sadhguru is ranked amongst the 50 most influential people in India. Sadhguru is a yogi, mystic, visionary, and a best-selling author. The Sadhguru has been conferred with the Padma Vibhushan by the Government of India in 2017, the highest amongst the annual civilian awards in the country accorded for exceptional and distinguished service. He's a man that enjoys a celebratory engagement with life at all levels, on all accounts. Sadhguru's areas of active involvement encompass fields as diverse as architecture and visual design, poetry and painting, ecology and horticulture, sports, music, aviation. I could go on. But I think all of you are really looking forward to the conversation, so I will leave the rest of it for you to infer from that conversation. May I request the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh and the Sadhguru, as soon as they are set free by the lovely little girls. Okay, so in the meantime, we'll play a little video for you to tell you a little more about the Sadhguru.
How exactly does one build a sacred space? At the Isha Yoga Center, ancient techniques have been revived to create a timeless space, one designed to stand for many millennia. The Dhyanalinga is the focal point of the Yoga Center, the first of its kind to be completed in thousands of years.
This is the only structure of its kind in the world, 72 feet in diameter, an elliptical dome, all of brick and mud, no steel or cement. It's held up by gravity. It is simple but very audacious. All the bricks are trying to fall down at the same time, and they never can.
A doorway to enlightenment Dhyanalinga creates the possibility to experience life in its totality. At the entrance of the Dhyanalinga, one encounters the Sarvadharma pillar, embodying the essence of spirituality beyond sectarianism. A few steps away sits Nandi, relaxed yet intense, the embodiment of meditativeness. A sacred journey begins with a purifying dip. The Surya Kund and Chandra Kund are energized water bodies. Unique in form, they are built with massive 50-ton granite blocks. To the southeast is Linga Bhairavi, an exuberant expression of the divine feminine. Within her abode, Devi is manifested as a linga, a unique form for the mother goddess.
Architecture is just a play of geometry. Most of the buildings here are standing because of perfection of geometry, not upon the strength of the material. The very forces which should bring down a building are holding them up.
The entire ashram is itself a symphony of geometry and alignment. Designed and conceptualized by Sadhguru, the structures have been executed by the residents and brahmacharis of the ashram. Spandy Hall is a 64,000 square foot program venue. The design reflects the essence of yoga as a technology for inner engineering. The Adi Yogi Alayam is an 82,000 square foot hall without columns, designed to offer classical yoga in its purest form. The space is tuned to align the geometry of the human system to the cosmic geometry. The Alayam also hosts special cultural events. The center also houses the Isha Home School, a scene of conscious chaos in design and activity. It creates a vibrant ambience for learning. The Isha aesthetic manifests on the other side of the globe too. Mahima, a 39,000 square foot meditation hall, is the first of its kind in the West. Adi Yogi Temple is a tribute to Adi Yogi, the first yogi and guru, a being whose contribution to raising human consciousness is unparalleled. Dominating the 30,000 square foot space is a 21-foot likeness of Adi Yogi. Designed, constructed and transported from India, it is only the first of many.
This glorious face, we want this glorious face to become an inspiration to the world, to seek the highest.
In India, work is already on to create 4 112-foot versions. Weighing 800 tons, they will stand at each corner of the subcontinent.
There is no need for you to innovate anything. If you just have enough observation and perception for all the fantastic design that is everywhere, in every leaf, every flower, if you just simply imitate what's in nature, it'll be too phenomenal. People will think you're a genius, but you're a copycat. That's all it takes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I did my best to give a fitting welcome to the Honorable Chief Minister and Sadhguru. Now you do your best. Everybody sit upright, clap your hands, stamp your feet, click your fingers, and give them a very warm welcome. A conversation between two visionaries. Thank you so much.
is inspiring. Babu, known for his commitment and his competence in creating the previous city. I must tell you this, 36 years ago, I first came to Hyderabad, that's where I started my earliest programs of engineering. I largely lived in Mysore right from my early childhood. Whenever I came to Hyderabad, I used to think, what a mess this city is. But I came back after about 25 years later, and I found it had become one of the, more beautiful cities in the country. So thanks to his commitment and what he did there. So when it comes to creating living spaces, well, as we all know, after all, happiness or joy is something that happens within a human being. Whether it is a flowering plant that has to grow, or a tree, or an animal, or a human being, it needs a conducive atmosphere for it to flower. Well, many speakers, delegates have been in many ways saying about what are the conducive atmosphere. Well, ease of living, definitely that day-to-day living is not complicated. Well, transportation, communication, all these things, you are all the experts, it's not for me to speak about that. But fundamentally, human experience is generated from within. To determine what kind of experience I should be right now is our prerogative. But for most human beings, unfortunately, surroundings determine what is their experience of life. All human experience comes from within us in the sense, even right now, as you sit there, you believe and you think that you're seeing me here, but actually what's happening is the light is falling upon me, reflecting, going through your lenses, inverted image in the retina, you know the whole story. Actually, you know me only the way I'm being projected in your mind right now. What you see is within you, what you hear is within you. The world is happening within you only the way you have kept yourself. So I will not go into the elaboration of this. There are two things we can address today. For a human being to be happy or joyful, there are two fundamentals, chemistry and geometry. When we say chemistry, today we know medical science is recognizing this very much. All human experience has a chemical basis to it. What you call as happiness is one kind of chemistry, what you call as misery is another kind of chemistry, joy is one kind of chemistry, suffering is another kind of chemistry, love is one kind of chemistry, hate is another kind of chemistry, agony, ecstasy, everything and everything has a certain chemical basis to it. Or in other words, who you are is a chemical soup, a very complex chemical soup. The question is only, are you a great soup or a lousy soup? That determines whether right now if you sit here, this is a fantastic experience or this is a miserable experience. So how to create a chemistry of our own? Well, we are the only species on the planet who is being referred to as human being. We did not say tiger being, elephant being, grasshopper being. Only for this one we said human being, because this one is supposed to know how to be. That means we are the masters of our experience. Unfortunately, though a large segment of humanity has not gotten to that place, but the reality is, if you wish to take charge of the nature of our experience 100%, is very much possible, because Outside situations, no matter how you envision it, what you do, whether it's in a nation or in a city or even inside your home, outside situations will never happen 100% the way you want them. Hello? Even if you're just two people in the house, does everything happen 100% the way you want it? It will never happen. But the inside situations can happen 100% the way we want it, and that's how they're supposed to happen. What happens in the world, I have a stake in it, but I cannot decide everything that happens there. But what happens within me must be determined by me. As there are technologies for well-being on the outside, similarly there are technologies for well-being on the inner dimension. Unfortunately, humanity has not invested enough in that direction. In creating this chemistry, which is joyful by its own nature, not because of something that we do or do not do, just joyful by its own nature. I'm just asking you a simple question. Suppose you had a choice between being blissful and miserable, what would be your choice for yourself? The question. Blissful? At least for yourself, it is definitely highest level of pleasantness for yourself. What you want for your neighbor sometimes may be debatable, but what you want for yourself is 100% clear that you want this to be in the highest level of pleasantness of experience. You can call it joy, happiness, love, this, that. Essentially, you're looking for a pleasant experience of life. Because pleasantness is not a goal by itself. If this body and this intelligence has to function at its highest, this must be in a pleasant state of experience. There is substantial scientific and medical proof today that unless you're in a pleasant state of experience, neither your body nor your brain functions at its best. So to bring this, to manage our chemistry, there is an important dimension called geometry of life. Everything physical in the universe has a form. A form means if it is geometrically in a conducive state, it will naturally exist with ease. If it is geometrically not in a conducive state, it will naturally be stressed. Just people have forgotten how to sit and stand. In this culture, we instill this, if you want to have a meal, how you must sit. If you want to do your prayer, how you must sit. If you want to study, how you must sit. For everything there was a posture and a particular way of handling the body, because the physical geometry of the body and the geometry of the spaces in which you live, because you're aspiring to create a happy city or the happiest city, he doesn't go for anything less than that happiest city. It's very important the geometry of the spaces are supportive to the nature of the human being. A lot of care was taken when we built ancient cities like this, but today we are just building for convenience. The individual human beings or live in different states. Some people are living just to survive, that is the only thing they can think of. Some people are thinking of doing well in the society. Some people are looking at the highest possible experience they can have in their life. They understand it's a limited amount of time. Unless you make this truly wonderful, in the end, there is nothing. Those who understand the nature of our life as being mortal, that we are here only for a short space of time, the only thing that we have is the profoundness of our experience. Those who understand are aspiring for the highest possible experience of life. Similarly, cities or structures are built, some are just purely utilitarian, some are for aesthetics, some are for creating a certain ambience of experience. All these dimensions are there. A city should take these into considerations because people will not be fulfilled just by survival, just by economic activity. You will see in business districts I was just some time ago, recently, I was just driving through a business district of Washington, D.C. All young people, well-dressed people, obviously they're earning a good living. You look at their clothing, the way they are and the place where they are. But this is their lunchtime, they've all come out. They're standing on the streets
where there are a lot of things being sold. Everybody is eating these big burgers, or what do you call them, where you need a mouth space like a hippopotamus. You know, like this, like that, they're biting, standing and eating. I just stopped at a traffic light, I was just looking at them. What is the fate of a human being that today you have to eat like this? We created a whole process. If you want to eat, how you must address the food. Because the very body that you carry is the food that you eat. If you don't treat the food properly, you think the food will treat you well? The air that you breathe, the earth that you walk upon, the water that you drink, if you don't learn how to relate to these things, they will not relate to you well. These five basic elements which make our system and our city and our nation and our world, if we don't treat them well, they don't treat us well. So a city should take this into considerations. I'm happy to see 30% is blue-green, that is fine, but still creating that culture of engagement with all the ingredients which make our life. In this, our own chemistry, and of course, when we say outside chemistry, people are talking about carbon dioxide and measuring carbon dioxide. Yes, it is true, it is an oxygen-breathing and carbon dioxide expelling thing, but at the same time, you can pump carbon dioxide into your bottle and call it the real thing and it sells across the world. So, we need to understand that the way we're relating to the world, the way we're relating to all that makes our life, we think it's just our money and our family and our property. No, everything that we relate to on a moment-to-moment basis, there is a certain way of conducting this. The very atmosphere that we create, the geometry of the buildings and the surroundings we create can focus a human being towards that. It is possible to do that. Whatever the little design factor that they were showing of the Isha Yoga Center is just about that the geometry is created in such an intricate way that inevitably people have to get involved in what is there. I'm just telling you a simple thing. Today, there is scientific research telling that this is doing wonderful things. The simple thing is, we always have uneven floors. Intentionally, I designed like this. People said, this is not convenient, make it smooth, we can just walk blind. I said, no, you have to walk with your eyes open. And today, medical science is telling you, if you walk on uneven floors, your neurological system will be very healthy. Most probably you will not get dementia and Alzheimer's in your old age if you're continuously walking on uneven surfaces. Is it not important that we have forgotten? We already have dementia, we have forgotten where we come from. We have forgotten the land that we walk upon, we have forgotten the air that we breathe, we have forgotten the water that we drink. We are already suffering dementia from a very early age. It's very important that we create spaces, if not the entire city, at least spaces where people are inevitably guided to get engaged with everything that they are in touch with, all the ingredients that make our life. Physical creation is essentially geometric, whether an atomic structure or the cellular structure. I was just looking, somebody is trying to create some cellular structure in the ceiling. Whether it's atomic structure, cellular structure or many things that the planetary structures or the universe or the cosmos. Today, modern science has come up with something called as constructional theory, where they're talking about how the atom and the cosmos are fundamentally same design. Complexity and sophistication is multiplying, but fundamentally same design. This is something always is the basis of the yogic process, that the way you are made in some way is the way the cosmos is made. How we can relate this? The entire system of yoga is about mastering the geometry of your existence. How you sit, how you stand, how you breathe, all these aspects, because a city or a space or a building can create joy simply because of the type of geometry it has and how it relates to your existence. So it's great that we are thinking of happy cities, happy world.
Guruji, you can guide us, demand, development, values and happiness. How it is changing, what is the correlation, or positive or negative?
So when we say development, we're talking about making human life better. Development need not necessarily mean you know this very well, 25 years ago or 30, 40 years ago, in this country, money means we talked about a lakpati. That means somebody who has 1 lakh rupees is a big man. Then 10, 20 years ago, we started talking about crorepati. One who has 100 lakhs is a big man. Today, if you talk anything less than 100 or 1,000 crores, you're no good. So, by enlarging the numbers, nothing is happening to life as such. We're just multiplying things in our mind and thinking we can become big. No, nothing will happen that way. This is like, you have 1 chair to sit, you can only sit on 1 chair. But if you put 2 mirrors on either side, this will multiply into 100 chairs and you can believe that you have 100 chairs. But actually there's only 1 chair. What is on this planet, only that much is there. There's nothing more, nothing less. Question is only how we use it. Are we using it for our well-being? Our well-being, does it include the well-being of the next and the next generations to come, or are we the last generation on this planet? Are we sensible human beings, first of all? Because our existence here is a brief amount of time. We just have a relay game to play. Somebody has given this to us, we're carrying it and giving it to the next generation. How much can we consume, what can we do is something we have to determine. With all this extra that we do, our life doesn't become extra in any way. If one is trying to enhance their lives by accumulation, either money or knowledge or wealth or whatever, accumulation means this. Suppose I have a bigger heap than yours, then I think I'm better than you. This must go in a society. Unfortunately, even today, I can proudly say in southern India it's still true, which is going away rapidly. Suppose in Tamil Nadu, if you come, if you go to any festival, a wedding or a function, outside you will see Mercedes, Bentleys, even Rolls-Royces parked outside and also TVS moped parked outside. But inside if you go, all of them are in white bush shirts and white dhoti. You can't make out who came in the Rolls-Royce, who came in the TVS moped, everybody is the same. It doesn't matter how you came, how much money you have, when you come and sit here, according to your age and according to what values you have, accordingly you're respected, not for the money that you have. This needs to happen in a society. Very, very important, because if only accumulations determine who we are, what this means is, I will always enjoy what you don't have. This is a sickness which has grown in the world. See, for example, I don't know, so many ladies are there, maybe I shouldn't take this example, but let us say a diamond, for example. Everybody wants to put it in their nose, in their ears, all over them, whatever. But believe me, if you cut glass properly, a glass will look more beautiful than a diamond. Most people will not know what is a diamond, what is a glass if it's well cut. Suppose all the streets of Amaravati you paved with diamonds, would they want to put it on their neck? No. So right now the value of that is only that others cannot have it. This has to go in a city, in a community. What I have doesn't make me better than you or anybody else. What I have accumulated determines how big I am. If that is so, it is always like this, I enjoy what you don't have. If I have eaten well and you have not eaten, now I enjoy this. Tell me, is this happiness or sickness? If this sickness is taken away from a society, a whole lot of things will be fixed. The value of what a human being is because of who he or she is, for the worth that they are as a life, not because of what they have gathered in their life. Because gathering can be done in so many ways. And in an Indian city, one important thing that people who dwell in the city must be made to understand, it's just that we've not worked on it, that's all, is that this is our city and it's our responsibility. Somebody may build something beautiful, are we going to keep it that way? The big question mark always. And no administration can keep it clean if the people are not committed to keeping it. No administration. Doesn't matter what they do. So, will enforcement happen forcefully, or do we create systems so that right from childhood, people are brought up in such a way that they will follow the traffic rules, they will follow the cleanliness rules, they will follow other sustainable development goals that we have? These things must be done. One big challenge for a city, an ideal city that we are trying to build will be the influx of population. Once you build a beautiful place, the influx of population that'll happen from rural areas. Simultaneously, urbanizing rural India is very, very important. If you do not urbanize rural India, urban centers in India will not succeed because the influx of people will be so heavy. And these villages that are there, I mean, not these in the Amaravati, they have done a great job. But elsewhere they are there. These homes and villages have been there for millennia, literally. So they're just living somehow. This is something we are trying to put across to the Urban Development Ministry, but with you, this can be realized. One model if you create, I think they will take to it. Suppose a village occupies, let's say, 25 acres of land, I mean the housing. They're all living in different kinds of shacks, except a few homes, most of them are just shacks. We can easily, if we convince one village to do that, because you managed to convince 33,000 acres, I'm saying this, if we convince one village that they pool all this land, this 25 acres, anyway 2 FSI is there, you can build 50 floors, just 1 acre. Remaining 24 acres will be forested with lakes and trees and everything. Everybody gets to have the best atmosphere. It can be made, any kind of waste going out of the thing, everything can be within. And in this building, they live there, they work there, their school is there, their market is there, everything is there. That is, on a daily basis, nobody needs to go anywhere. Only if they want to go out for entertainment, they can go. Daily for work, everything can be done right there in one building. Especially technology companies, some of them may be here, they should attempt this, because technology companies are ones who can easily do this. That working space, living space, study space, everything is in one building. Rest is… people can live in. See, for those of you who come from outside the country, you may not understand what I'm saying, because in this country, very, very few percentage of population, very few people enjoy the greenery and well-being of being in nature, because everything has been ripped out because of the population pressures that we have. Everything, the entire country is agricultural land. Everything has been ripped off because we have to grow food for 1.3 billion people. At least where they live, there… when I was growing up, there were so many trees in every village, not a single tree left. Even that meeting tree, it's called a meeting tree, where people used to meet under a banyan tree, every village used to have. Please go to villages and see, those trees are just gone. Everything has been taken down. So to once again, if people have to live well, one fundamental thing at that level is, one thing is they must be in shade because the temperatures are very high. They must be in shade. Being in harsh sunlight, asking them to be joyful is not going to work. Another thing is, from what I see in Tamil Nadu villages, just to see a movie, they're going to city and never coming back. Sports complexes, theatre complexes, and shopping complexes, whatever scale that is needed for a village has to be created, because this is driving the migration big time, because the youth don't want to stay there, because there is no theatre, there is no sport, there is no any other kind of entertainment. These must happen in the village quickly, otherwise if you create great cities, you will have stragglers all over the streets, you cannot control that population. It's a democratic country, you can't forcefully throw people out.
Nowadays, Guruji, in villages also all urban infrastructure is coming slow. In Andhra Pradesh, if you see, every home I am connecting 15 Mbps fiber bandwidth, so that all 500 channels you can get, you can have video conference, you can have internet, you can have telephone, everything is coming now. And also if you can go, every village we are laying cement roads with proper drainage, also proper street lights. But at the end of the day, economic activity is very important. That is missing as on today. If you can create an economic activity, then that is the best place to live.
It is in the hands of industry that if the government provides the necessary infrastructure in the villages, to take variety of production centers into the villages, this can easily be done for at least a large number of industries can do that. Certain industries may not be able to do it, they need mega complexes, but many industries can do this, that production can be in the village, or at least parts can happen there, assembly can happen elsewhere. These kind of possibilities are very much there. Exploring that is very important. Without economic activity, there is no way anything is going to succeed. And economic activity means we must understand, business means both the parties benefit, that's all the deal is. Whether it's a marketplace or marriage, it's very important both the parties benefit. Only then it's sustainable. If only when one is benefiting, government goes on building and people go on benefiting, that's not going to work. It must be a two-way process, there must be revenue out of it, only then it is sustainable. Now, having said that, coming to the people, because essentially happiness is a human experience, it is also very important. It is like this, I just came from United States this morning. I was in a conference there and we were looking at this aspect. Some statistics like this. In 1870s, in the US population of that day, 80% of the people would not have dentures by the time they're 40 years of age. At least a part of it would be gone. And in 1870, 93% of the US population was illiterate. But today, everybody knows how to read and write, and of course, people have their teeth intact even if they're 80, 90. How does this happen? Well, somebody built the schoolrooms, somebody developed the teachers. Without human infrastructure and the necessary infrastructure for a specific activity, that activity will not take off. So, this was a nation where we built a whole lot of infrastructure for the inner well-being of the human being for a long time. But now we have forgotten that completely. We are thinking of schools, hospitals, colleges, yes, all this is needed. But it's also important that we build spaces in every city where it is focused towards the inner development of the human being in a scientific manner, not through religion or philosophy, but as there is a science and technology for external well-being, there is a science and technology for inner well-being. This needs to be delivered. It is subtle because it's a subjective process, but it can be done. One simple way of doing this is creating an energetic space which offers variety of things in terms of art, music, communication, even technology, everything on one place where people can come and interact and make use of that space. in a big way. Above all, to have very powerful energy spaces. These things have been taken out of our civilization now. If we look back on the history of this country, even Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, entire southern India, in north it's been removed because of invasions that happened. First, when we want to build a city, in those days, they first built an energy center. Then around that things arrange itself. Today they've been called as temples. Today it is being recognized as a religious place, but when they started, they were energetic places. For example, you have your Sri Shailam. These were built for 5 elements in nature. 4 of them are in Tamil Nadu, 1 is in Andhra Pradesh. But this is for the well-being of the whole region, that 5 elements were enshrined. These are not temples of worship. These are not temples of belief. These are temples where you can go something with yourself. You have an issue, 72% of this body is water. If this is not functioning well, you go to the water temple and do what you have to do with your body. Similarly, for air, for earth, for fire and space, there are different temples. Accordingly, people went and made use of that. Spaces like that are important, otherwise, as economic development happens, see in in Western nations, this is happening, the level of misery is far more profound than the poorer, impoverished societies of the world. Unfortunately, it is true because when a man wants to when an individual or a society wants to journey from poverty to affluence, the cost of it and the hardship of it is not easy. But after getting there, they are miserable. This is not right. The ecological cost, the economic cost and the human cost involved in moving a society from poverty to affluence is not a simple cost, it takes a life. But after getting there, people are in all kinds of depressions and problems. So it is very important, as our mothers taught us how to brush our teeth as the first thing to do, similarly, a few things that every human being should do within himself or herself to see how to keep this in a joyful and healthy state. This can be taught to every human being and it must happen. This has been our culture for a long time, but in the last 200, 300 years, we have lost it. It's time to bring it back. We have still teeth because our mothers insisted, no brushing, no breakfast. This needs to happen on other levels also.
Nowadays, you are saying that is one stage. Now people are getting more and more money. They are becoming more and more selfish. Then some people are not marrying. Even they marry, they don't have children. Even countries are suffering with the demographic problem. How we are going to define? Now some countries are facing on robots.
They can import the Indians.
No, robots. This is where things are happening. How do you rate all these things where this civilization is going on? How we are going to handle this type of problem?
See, one thing that human beings need to understand is, when we say life on this planet, it's not just us. For this life to happen, from a microbial life to an elephant to a whale, all of them are equally important. There is a study which shows that if all the worms on this planet disappear tomorrow morning, in about 18 months' time, all life on the planet will disappear, if the worms go away. Usually people use this term, if they want to say somebody is very low, they say, "You're a worm." They don't understand how important a worm is. The worms go away, in 18 months, all life will disappear. If all the insects go away, in about 3 to 4 years, all life will disappear. But if human beings go away, this planet will flourish. So we need to understand, when we say life, all life has equal right to exist on this planet, it's not just us. So right now, this has gotten us big time. If you say anything like this, "Oh, he's an ecologist." No, you don't have to be an ecologist. If you understand life the way it's happening, we exist because all of them exist, and they are not any less significant life than we are. If we are a more intelligent life, as we claim to be, we must definitely be… Intelligence includes love and compassion. Unfortunately, people think intelligence means becoming like barren like a desert. No, if you're truly intelligent, you would keep your body sweet, your thoughts sweet, your emotions sweet, everything would be in a wonderful state if you're really an intelligent person. So if that is so, we would very much understand that our life is not singular and our life is not the most significant life. An ant is as important as we are on this planet. If we don't recognize that, if we don't take care of that, then life won't happen, it doesn't matter what we build. That may be a very unpopular thing to say.
Then ultimately, we wanted to build a most happiest place, happiest state, particularly happiest Amaravati. That's why we are taking so many sessions, so many people are here. Not only hardware, we want to build software also. And apart from all these things, your contribution is the biggest contribution to change the human psychology and also values in human.
Then to make a great soup of this is the chemical soup, and there is a technology to make sure that this is a wonderful soup. And if this one is feeling wonderful, naturally it will do wonderful things around. See, please everybody look at your own experience of life. When you are feeling very pleasant, you're naturally pleasant to everybody and everything. When you are feeling nasty, naturally you will share it with those around you, it's inevitable. So the first and most fundamental responsibility that an individual has is that you must keep this as a pleasant piece of life. This is very, very important. All other things are secondary, because when this is feeling pleasant, it will naturally do pleasant things all around. So this is what happiness means. You're talking about pleasantness of experience. We can put it this way. See, if our body is pleasant, we call this health. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it pleasure. If our mind is pleasant, we call this peace. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it joy. If our emotions are pleasant, we call this love. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it compassion. If our very life energies become pleasant, we call this blissfulness. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it ecstasy. If our surroundings become pleasant, we call this success. So the city is our surrounding, that is our success. But body being pleasant, mind being pleasant, emotions being pleasant, and our very life energies being pleasant is very, very important. If we do not invest on that, we can have a wonderful city and still we are not wonderful people. So, in whatever way we can support Amaravati to become happy city. I will not say happiest because I live in so many other cities.
You are blessing us happy city. You want to take any questions,
Yes,
Guruji?
yes, if they have a question.
One question. Mic. Can you provide mic for him? Asan. Your name and you can ask us.
Sir, my name is Kumar Raja, editor. Telugu Desam Praja TV editor. I am very happy, sir.
Now you are very happy, so
Very happy.
no question.
Before you, that means the peace, world peace soldiers, both of you, in front of you, I am speaking, I am very happy, sir. Out of my 35 years in journalism, today is my great privilege to speak with you, sir. And this is a milestone of my life. An important question to Swamiji, sir, with your kind permission of our great CM, sir. What is the secret of our CM sir's happy, happy, happy life? That means At the time of our bifurcation of our state, we are in very great crisis. Since 3.5 to 4 years, our CMs are work hard at least 20 to 22 hours per day. And he visited around 30 times Delhi, that is central government. So he is always thinking, I'm sorry, our great CM, sir, always thinking about the development of our Andhra Pradesh and happiness of the people. So how it is possible, his happiness and his smartness? That is my question, sir.
What is the last part?
How he is always happy.
Oh.
Though he is in crucial and hurdles with the several problems, and he is always thinking about the development of the state and happiness of the people of Andhra Pradesh. What is the secret of his happiness?
Let me tell you, for any human being, it's a choice right now for you whether to be happy or unhappy. Really a choice. People think if they're unhappy, they will get something. There is substantial medical evidence to show you that your body and brains work at its best only when you're in a pleasant state. Now, success in the world is essentially how well you can harness your body, your brains and the surrounding situations. So, happiness is not a result or an ultimate goal. Happiness is the basic requirement. I'm asking you, forget about attaining mukti or something. Can you enjoy the food that you eat if you're not happy? Hello? Can you? Can you enjoy the food that you eat if you're not happy? Can you take a walk on the riverside and if you're not happy, do you enjoy the river? Do you enjoy a walk? Do you enjoy the people around you? No. So it is a most fundamental requirement, it is not the end goal of life. Happiness is not the end goal of life, it's the A of life, it's not the Z of life. If you're not even happy, you cannot experience anything in this world. So let us not understand happiness as a goal achieved. Happiness is a fundamental requirement for anything sensible you wish to do.
Then, anybody want to ask any question? Only one or two? Okay, you complete?
My respects to Honorable CM and Sadhguru Pranam. I have a small question which is having small two parts.
I've seen people copying answers, but I never seen people copying questions.
Louder. Sir, how much happiness is happiness? Is my one question. And I am happy on certain counts and unhappy on certain counts. Is there any way to be holistically happy?
See, the moment you link your happiness to what happens or does not happen in your life, the chances of you being happy are very remote. As I said earlier, never ever for any human being does life around them happen 100% the way they want it. Some percentage it happens our way, and I'm glad it's not happening your way, because if everything happened your way, where do I go? If this world happened just your way, where do I go? I'm glad everything is not happening your way, little bit your way, little bit my way, little bit somebody else's way. This is how the world will happen. So do not relate this to your happiness. Your happiness is the condition that you have kept yourself in. Now, is it important that we're going through this again and again? Is it important that your body and brain functions well? If it has to happen, this must be in a condition of pleasantness. Happiness means just this. There are enough issues in the world to handle. If you're not happy, what it means is, you yourself are an issue. When you are a big issue, how will you address any other issue in the world? So one thing that every human being should do to themselves is that I am never the issue. Issues are there in the world. What we can do, we will do. What we cannot do, we do not do. That's all there is. Everything that we can do, we will do. But I'm telling you, when you yourself are an issue, when you're unhappy, even things that you can do, you will not do. Because you're unhappy with something. In our lives, if we do not do what we cannot do, there is no problem. But if we do not do what we can do, we are a disaster, isn't it? What we cannot do did not happen, what to do? But what we can do, we did not do. Please tell me, is it true that when you're unhappy, even what you cannot do, what you can do, you will not do? Is it not so?
Guruji, one thing, majority are happy. That means something is going on well. In spite of that, one or two unhappy. If majority are not happy, something is going wrong. It is not my mistake. It is somebody's mistake, then everybody is unhappy. How can you correlate that?
See, we must look at it this way, for each individual, how much of our misery is coming from outside? When was the last time that somebody poked you with a dagger? No, maybe they're poking you with pins here and there sometimes. Nobody is poking you with a dagger. I'm saying, what is the misery that's coming from outside is very minuscule. Rest is all on self-help. You can sit in one place and go through an enormous misery all by yourself. So, what it essentially means is, your intelligence is not working for you, it is working against you. You can give it so many reasons, so many descriptions and definitions, you can call this stress, anxiety, depression, madness, misery, whatever. Essentially, your intelligence has turned against you, that's all that's happened. I'm saying, the first and foremost thing is your intelligence should work for you, not against you. Once your intelligence is against you, nobody can save you.
Last question.
Sadhguruji, you said that a very important component of human happiness is the nature of relationship between human beings and the ecology around them. Cities, however, by definition, have been heavily built structures. They're predominantly concrete, glass, cement. For all the cities and people from cities gathered here, what is your advice for how they can bring back nature into their own plans, and how can residents re-establish that very foundational link between themselves and the ecology?
I would like to correct that a bit in the sense, I want to take this word ecology out of people's vocabulary. We need to understand the air that we breathe, the water that we drink, the soil that we walk upon is our life, not ecology, it's not some abstract thing. This is our life. The very body that you carry is just that, isn't it? So, when we build cities, naturally, initially we build in a certain way, but after some time, the commercial pressures will come in and we will start occupying every other extra space that is there. One thing is we need proper laws so that there is no ambiguity as to where to build, where not to build, how much to build, this must be fixed. I know this, lot of people will say negative things about this, but what I see is, for a population of our kind, 1.3 or little more than that right now, we have to grow vertically, there is no other way. If we grow horizontally, we'll occupy too much space. If we go like this, building housing for this 1.3 billion people and their growing population, you will see entire land will be occupied with homes. We have to go vertical. That's what I said. We are projecting this. This is a project that I have made. This is a one-building city. We are calling this a city because 8 to 10,000 people live there, work there, shop there, school there, everything there. But the remaining space is open spaces with lots of trees, water bodies and everything, and completely contained within itself. No electrical connections from outside, no sewage lines running out, everything within itself it can handle. But we have to grow tall. If we have to grow tall, then there is a cost involved. But ultimately for us, the biggest problem is going to be availability of land, not the cost. Money is not going to be the problem. The problem is going to be the land. How much land are we going to occupy for human dwellings and human commercial activity that we perform? So there are certain kinds of things which you can't grow tall, certain industry and stuff that is different. But housing, office buildings, everything has to grow tall, but policy should be made that tall does not mean you build like Manhattan, all tall buildings but all packed up together. No. Once it is tall, there must be substantial space. I'm talking about building 5% of the space. 95% should be wide open, full of vegetation. People should experience life. Children should walk around, catch an insect, run after something, all this must happen. None of these things happen means you will create a very unhealthy generation, the next generation that comes. All they know is the phone screen, because there is no other way. If you let out your child, he goes onto the street, he may get killed, so you don't want him to go on the street, you keep him in the house. How do you keep him focused? The only way is a phone screen or the computer screen. There is no play with anything, they don't play with plants, or they don't climb a tree, they don't chase an animal, they don't do anything. So this is going to create a very unhealthy generation. So it's very, very important. The laws for the new city should be such that empty spaces can never be encroached upon, never. This must be fixed.
Thank you, Guruji. One of the best message he has given. One is individual happiness, and also how to build new capital, and also how to protect nature, thereby must have happiness. So we are very happy. It is very important session for all of us. Everybody wanted to be happy. At the same time, majority of us don't know how to be happy. That is the biggest challenge. But I think he has given some formula, some mantra for all of us, how to be happy. You practice this, and then you will be the happiest person. You can create a happy society. With this, I am thanking all of you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much. My respects also to Sadhguru and to the Honorable Chief Minister. We would like to request the Honorable Chief Minister to felicitate Sadhguru. We're really happy to have you here. This is just a token of that happiness and gratitude. Are all of you happy with the conversation? I don't want to say much and dilute the mood. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, lunch is served. Our organizers, our volunteers will guide you to the lunch hall. We request all of you to be seated before 3 p.m. At 3 p.m., the next set of activities will take place. There will be the scheduled panel discussions, etc. We request all of you to please be seated by 3 p.m. Is that up?